guys, welcome to episode 16 of Makowski's Minute. I got my good buddy Chan back with me. Good to have you back.
What's up?
Hey, good to see you there, Chan.
You as well, my friend.
And we're going back over Sabbath. Paranoid. So let's just dip right into it. There it is right there. Let's open that up.
Yeah,
let's check it out real quick. That's not it.
Gotcha. Speaking of black magic, there you have it.
Some Sabbath for you. So let's dive right into it. September 1970, it's released, which is pretty crazy because they recorded the debut album in October of 69, released it in February of 70, recorded this in July of 70, and then released it in September.
That is wild.
And it's just like still, it's the same year that Let It Be came out. They still got that whole hippie flower power stuff going on, and you just got the birth of heavy metal happening at the same time. Which, I mean, it's just so cool. But let's just get the facts done real quick, and then me and Chan can go off on our tangents. So, September 70, I believe it hit number 1 in the UK, certified gold. I think it hit number, I think like 12 or something in the US, I believe I read. And it's gone platinum 4 times in the US ever since. The first single off of it was Paranoid, which I believe hit number 4 in the UK album charts, and I think hit number 61 in the Billboard Hot 100, which is pretty cool. And the original title of the album was supposed to be War Pigs, with, hold that up again one more time, Chan, with the artwork and everything was set for the title War Pigs, and then the record company said that Paranoid was an easier name to sell, or what have you. But, hey, Chan, what do you think of this album?
It's a classic, man. I mean, I think there's no denying that. It's it has to be one of, if not the most influential metal albums of all time, right?
I mean, Rob Halford from Judas Priest calling the album the blueprint for heavy metal.
The blueprint.
I mean, if you're a metal dude, or if you're getting into metal, at some point in time, you're coming across Paranoid, no matter what.
It really is. You can't escape it. It's going to crush your band. And speaking of Halford too, this is kind of a little fun fact some people might not know about is after Dio had joined the band in the early 90s, he quit, and they were still on tour when Dio quit. And that was because Ozzy's solo group was playing with Sabbath. So Ozzy was doing his solo thing, and Dio did not like the fact that Ozzy was going to be closing out the show, headlining, and Sabbath was opening. So Dio quit the band that night. And who stepped in to fill in? Rob Halford. And they did a lot off Paranoid for that set.
I didn't know that. Okay,
and then he also came back in 2004 for Ozfest. He did a set when Ozzy got bronchitis.
Wow.
Yeah, so Halford has sung with Black Sabbath a few times.
Well, that must have been his dream, too. I mean, hey, just metal, you know. I mean, the Godfathers of metal, you know. I mean,
truly.
You know? And the song Paranoid, they wrote in the studio. Is that right, Chandler?
Yeah.
Yeah. It took them like 25 minutes. They needed a song to fill out the rest of the album, and what's the story there, Chan?
I love that they're in the studio. This always cracks me up. And it was the manager. Maybe the producer. I think it was the manager. Some management, and they go, guys, I'm not hearing the single here. Where's the single? And you're looking, we got Iron Man, we got War Pigs, I think there's a few goodies. But anyways, they go, Tony starts, bam, 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 ba-da-da-da-da. He's playing this riff. Ozzy just starts singing. Bada bing. 25, 30 minutes later, there she blows.
Yeah, Geezer's sitting in the back scribbling out the lyrics to the end of it.
Frantically.
And they're 25 minutes. They wrote it, they recorded it, and then the record company changed the name of the album to it, and then it was the single. And
it really is a great song too. Like, it's very, everyone knows it, of course, so it's been overplayed on the radio, but it shows the beauty in simplicity.
Of course.
How just the same chord progression quite often, over and over again, and how much impact it can have with a nice vocal line over top of it.
I think my favorite tune on this album actually is Electric Funeral, though.
Yeah.
I think is my favorite. Just that like you described it earlier when we were talking as crawling kind of beat, but still kind of a jazzy. I mean, if you're listening to Bill Ward's drumming, and it's just one of my favorite tunes off the album. It's just a great song.
This album was interesting too because when you really pull apart each song, like Planet Caravan, that's really outside their wheelhouse of songs. You know, it's
they were
very
worried that
eclectic.
song was going to be too light.
Yeah.
And they just kind of went with it.
And I always loved Hand of Doom too. Was that song? That was one. I think a lot of Sabbath fans consider that one of like maybe the underrated gem on the album. And that song is about Vietnam soldiers coming back after the war and basically drug addiction that they had from the atrocities and the things they had seen. So that song's pretty deep.
Yeah, a lot of what Geezer was writing about at the time was Vietnam and political and they just, I mean, unlike a lot of other bands, they didn't want to put a light spin on it. They were just kind of driving it home.
Reality.
Yeah, reality.
and the first Sabbath instrumental, The Salad of the Rat,
also
known as a rat salad.
And is that Bill Ward, his drum solo, and I mean, technically a drum solo, but they said that live, back in the day, that Bill would go for 45 minutes on his own, and what became Rat Salad was that.
Yeah. That's what's so cool about early Sabbath, especially. Really, the first two more than any of the others was like you were saying earlier, the jazzy aspect of this. It's like this heavy sound, really, a lot of low end and all, and then just this jazzy element that Bill really brought to the band.
Well, like the Wizard from the first album too.
Yeah, exactly. The Wizard.
That whole jazz thing, man.
Wicked World, they had bits da 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 da.
Oh yeah. But another great album, another great heavy metal album. Again, recorded in 2 days, 12-hour day, getting it in there and getting it done, and the blueprint of heavy metal. There it is.
Yes, sir.
So join us next week where we're still rolling with Sabbath. We're still rolling with Chain Man over here. We're going over Masters of Reality, Black Sabbath.
Yeah, baby.
We'll see you next week, guys.